screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so guys, oh, never mind. This is the ultimate thing you guys should, by end of the course, you guys should become expert in making this type of dashboard, very fancy looking, very informative, dynamic, and more kind of visual effect. So that is okay. We'll talk about later, and that is where I think Aman was talking about that. How can we embed this type of thing like gross profit margin in between the line here? Yes, it is possible, but not now. You have to learn few things before this, right? So, but anyways, let's target for this one, and I'll take you back to the last class, if you remember. So this was the balance sheet report we were trying to do, and we left here by making these few visuals here, and then few ratios like current ratios, quick ratios, gearing ratios, and asset turnover. Is that what we left here at? You guys remember? Anyone? I mean, you guys remember this? Are you in sync with me? Anyone? Maybe Sujil, you can confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was we covered over last week, Sunday mostly.
Yeah. So this was the topic we left, and let's continue here. So what I'll do is today topic is two things. One is, one is that we will discuss few other ratios and do this practice, because that is what creating the measures are the most important thing in Power BI. So let me just add here. Someone is waiting in the lobby. Done? Okay. So who was there? Roshan. Hi, Roshan.
Hey sir, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Yeah. I was just, I just had a glitch in my phone, so I was just figuring that out. Sorry.
All right, so today let's continue with this one. We will discuss few other ratios using the DAX measure, creating those ratios using the DAX formulas. And then we will talk about a very good feature of Power BI, which is drill through options. This is something which gives more kind of real essence of Power BI when it comes to do the data analysis in more detail. So this option is good option. We will talk about this. So let's talk about a few other ratios. Today we will start with this one, return on capital. As you guys must be aware of this, ROCE. So basically this is another ratio, financial ratio, that gives you the visibility of how the company's profitability and capital efficiency versus capital efficiency. So the formula for return on capital employed, ROCE, is the EBIT. We created PBIT, whatever you call it, profit before interest and tax, and divided by the capital employed. That is the formula of the return on capital employed. So now this capital employed, you can use any one of these two, whether you say that it is total asset minus current liability, or you say that owner's equity plus long-term liability. Let me just open up. Let me open up this. So basically, it's talking about that when you say total assets 3.875 million and minus current liability, which is 584. So that is where it is talking about the capital employed. Or you can talk about the other way. You can say that owner's equity and long term, except that you are removing, you're not calculating this. So out of this one liability, you are removing this current liability, right? So that is how you say that capital employed. Is that okay with you guys, the formula? Any point here or anything you want to add? Right? So, okay, so what I'll do is I will not calculate here. What I will leave it with you guys to calculate ROCE measure and share your screen, or let me know. I want you to do a practice here. So the formula is, first thing is the PBIT. This measure already we calculated, right? So the only thing is we need to calculate a new measure, capital employed. So from out of this one, we created so many DAX measure. So today you create another measure by using this new measure option, and you try to create the capital employed. And the formula of capital employed could be either of the two. Either you say that total assets minus current liability. So 3.875 minus 584, right? That will become the capital employed. Or you say that this one, the owner's equity, which is 364, owner's equity, which is total is how much? 2.66 plus 364 and plus 260. Don't calculate this one, current liability. So either of these two formula, either you go with this one, this minus this, total assets minus current liability, or you go with this one, total owner's equity plus long-term liability. So anyone you want to share your screen, you feel free to share your screen and show us how to calculate. Just let me know if you're done. Anyone trying, guys? Just unmute your mic and let me know.
So, Javid, do we need to calculate capital employed separately first?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, always. So measure DAX, DAX formula works like that. You always create, like for example, let's say gross margin, right? So we calculated gross margin equals to gross profit by sales, right? So now
Yeah.
these two also are the measure created first. So before the gross margin, we
Mhm.
created gross profit.
Yes.
You see here?
Okay.
If I go here, so I created gross profit, calculate total. Okay, by the way, just let me update you guys. Last time we created two type of total. One was the total, I just renamed it. Total, I renamed it to, for the period. So that this total is just doing the sum of the total amount, GL amount. So simple. So this one will be when we are doing the P&L report, we use this total just to doing this one. But when you are using balance sheet, you remember we thought that no, this total, which is FTP for the period, that should be taking the minimum date across and then maximum date, so that it is adding up instead of separately calculating the total for 2018, 2019. It will add up the entire total. So if it is 2018, so from the 1st January 2018 till 31st December 2018. But for 2019 also, 1st January 2018 till 31st December 2019, like that. So we calculated this. I renamed it as total to date, so TTD. So two types of total. When we talk about P&L item, when we talk about P&L item, then we are good. We can use this one, total FTP. If I click here. So total FTP. So this amount, total FTP, is just a sum of the amount, GL amount. But when we talk about balance sheet, we are not good with the normal total. What we are doing, balance sheet value. Balance sheet value is this one, the one which we created. It is the same thing, total TTD, or so the balance sheet value. This measure we created by that total FTP, which was the normal one as in the P&L, but we added the filter balance sheet as the report type. Report is equal to and the dates between the minimum date across, which will be 01/01/2018 and max date. So I don't want to repeat these things, but what I'm saying, I just renamed it total FTP and total TTD, right? So you can rename your measures like that. But just for reference now onwards, whenever we will talk about the total, either we talk about the total TTD, which is the dates between the minimum date and running total, and or we will talk about the total FTP. This we will use only when we are talking about the P&L items. When we are doing this, let's say sales, total sales, or total cost of sales, right? So when we are talking this type of thing, then we will talk total FTP, total inventory, total cost of sales, like that. But when we are talking about balance sheet item, so then, sorry, total, when we are talking about total balance sheet item, then we'll talk about total TTD, like total inventory, total investment, receivable, or whatever total we are trying. So now here we are trying to do this measure, a new measure, which is this one, ROCE. So we have to calculate ROCE and display it as a ratio. But before that, the formula is PBIT divided by the capital employed. So first we need to calculate this measure, capital employed, which is either of these two formula you can use. And then once you calculate, then you are good to go. Calculate another measure, which is ROCE, return on capital employed, which will be PBIT divided by capital employed. So that is what the target here is. Just like we calculated current ratio, quick ratio, gearing ratio. So if you see here the current ratio, if you remember, we created a measure current ratio. How? Current asset divided by current liability. Now, these are the two different measure again before that. So current asset is nothing but, if I go here, current assets. Again, calculate TTD, total to date, where filter by current asset, subclass 2. So we filter it. This is a class and this is subclass. This is subclass 2. So we filter it at this level. This is the total current asset. And if it current liability, if we talk about current liabilities, then same thing, calculate total amount, filter by current liabilities at the subclass 2 at this level. So that is how once two measures are created, then current ratio is equal to current asset divided by liability. Right. So the trick here is, or the formula here is, for any total, if you want to calculate total amount, you are limiting it by giving the filter like this. You write the calculate total amount and then whatever filter you give. Suppose if I'm trying to calculate total assets. So total assets, simple. If I'm trying to create a total assets, so I just create the calculate total amount and filter by class level at this level. This is class. So entire class level. So it will calculate 3.875. This one. Suppose if I want to calculate liabilities. So if I say current liabilities, so I'm doing the same thing, calculate total amount and filtering at. Now this is not at class level, not at subclass, it is at the subclass 2 level. So that's why the filter here is saying, comma, subclass 2 equals to current liabilities. Got it? So now let's calculate this capital employed, which is the formula like this, which could be any of this. Either you go through this method or you go through this method. Once you arrive this one, then easily you can calculate this measure. So whoever completes, please raise your hand, unmute your mic, share your screen and show us. Yes, no, any comment, guys? Let me know if you are finding any difficulty. Where is the problem? Like, where are you stuck?
Okay, so Javed, what happened is that file what we created right last time, that balance sheet one. So I haven't saved it. So I'm trying to recreate all the formulas. So I'm stuck at that level.
Oh, all right. Okay, you mean to say the, but no worries. You don't have to really worry about the other formula. We are just talking about new measures. You just, you don't have to really calculate any other formula. You have to calculate your own formula. But only thing is you have to calculate PBIT, profit before income tax. So that one you have to. Because this will be involved, right? So PBIT we calculated by saying that operating profit, again it is another measure, plus total amount, restricting it to non-profit, right? So that was created under, I think that must be there, P&L while doing the P&L.
Yeah, PBIT is there. Yeah, I have P&L formulas, but balance sheet, so that amount first I need to define it.
Yeah, so balance sheet thing, okay, you missed this min date and max date.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So there's this type of formulas. So we created a min date. Okay, so which is this one. I will just share it. No problem.
Created this one now. Max date, min date, and min date across. I have created it. Now I have to do that summation.
Okay, so let me show you. Max date is this. Then I'm just sharing it the WhatsApp.
Yeah,
and
so that's done.
Min date across is this one, that you want to fix the min date as a, for should not change for the year-wise year. So min date across, and then what we did, we calculated here by, let's say balance sheet value. We created this one.
Yes,
so balance sheet value, the total amount. Okay. This was the balance sheet, or you can rename it. Let me rename it by this one. Instead of balance sheet value, I will rename the total TTD. Total, time to date. Total to date. So this one is the nothing but the calculating the total amount with the balance sheet as the filter and dates between min date and max date. So once you create this one, let me share this formula. Once you create this one, don't create balance sheet value, you create total TTD. That will be easy. Total to date. Okay, so once you create this total to date, now it's very easy. What you have to do is you have to just create the capital employed. This measure. Create a new measure, capital employed, by calculating total TTD, which is nothing but the filter with the balance sheet and date between min date and max date, right? And now you are adding another filter. What is this capital employed? You are saying that owner's equity, okay, or long-term liability. So these owner's equity, you are not calculating, you're not including. So from the liability and owner's equity, you are excluding this one, right? So what you are doing, subclass level, subclass level is owner equity, and subclass 2 level, which is this one, subclass 2 level long-term liability. So I have used this formula. You can use the other one. I have used this one. How can I bring this? Right, so I have used this formula, total owner's equity plus long-term liability. But you can use this one, total assets minus current liability. So whatever formula you use, you can calculate the new measure called capital employed, which is this one. And the formula is calculate total amount and then comma, filter on subclass, all right, which is owner's equity, this one. So you will take this one, owner's equity, which is 266 plus 364. And then you are saying this is or means either this one or this one, subclass 2 equals to long-term. So these things we discussed last time, right? How we are doing all these things, right? So that is a formula, like you are calculating the total amount, only this long-term liability and owner's equity, leaving this current liability. So that will be nothing but the capital employed. Is that okay? Makes sense?
Yes.
Any other guy? I mean, anyone having any question, any doubt? Is that okay, guys? I want to make sure that you all are along. You're all are following. I mean, understanding these things. Like it should not be just going ahead, keep on moving. No. That's why I'm giving more time with you guys. Do it right now. Do it yourself. Try to understand. Have a confidence by writing yourself this formula. You know, if you keep on writing, then you will find that, okay, now you have a better confidence, you know. Any other question? Anyone? Please make it as a very, you know, engaging sessions. So
Javed,
it's
one
okay.
question here. So
Yep.
after this owner equity, so I'm not getting this one what you have highlighted
Okay, so
in the formula.
yeah, got it. So what happens here is that in calculation of the DAX formula, when you are giving the condition, so one is that you are giving the calculate, right? So calculate,
Yes.
and then you are using this one. This is clear. Then
Yeah.
comma can keep on giving, you know, conditions. So conditions can be one condition, two condition, three condition. So basically, if there are two conditions, there is a very famous thing that either it can be joined both the condition and or. So if, for example, if you want to say that if this condition and this condition both are true, then do this one, right? Like, for example, let me just show you. I will open up this Excel file. That is always a good thing. Okay, so let's say, for example, you have some data here. Let me give you a student, okay, marks, and so if you have data like this, okay, Aviz, please don't mind. I'm giving something very bad. Okay, now if you want to write here, grade. Okay, so your condition is, so if it is greater than 80%, then you say that, you know, A, and if it is between 70 to 80, it is B. Between 60 to 70, it is C, right? And less than 60, it is D. So A, B, C, D. So say, for example, you're saying that this is A grade. This is A grade. This is C grade, right? This is B grade, no, D grade. And this is C grade. Like this, you want to say. So how do you write? Equals if, right? And then you are saying logical test. So value if true, otherwise value if false, right? So you say that if this value is greater than 79, so then you say that it is true, right? Sorry, then A. Else you say fail. I'm just giving one example, right? So this formula, if you are giving a condition, right? So if it is greater than this, but if you want to say two formula, if it is greater than A, if it is greater than 79 and less than the 100, so in that case, you have to use some and or condition. So there are conditions like condition 1 and condition 2. Okay. and there is something like condition 1, and you say or. Right. So there are two types of condition. When you're checking, you're saying that, for example, you want to say this is grade C. So how do you know it is grade C? So the condition is if it is marks is less than 80 and marks is less than, greater than 70, right? So this is the condition. You say that if those two conditions are fulfilling, then it is this answer. So these are the two types of condition we use normally, and condition or condition. Or is that any one of the condition is true, not necessarily both. In some situation we are using or condition, either this or this, then do this job. So using the condition is when you want to calculate something based onto some, logical test, some condition, and you want to apply two conditions. Those two conditions can be and condition or condition. And condition is when you want to say that both the condition should be true, both, then you calculate. Or condition is either of the condition is true, then calculate. Right. So the symbol of calculation or the symbol of and or is normally in different tools. It is different style. In SQL, it is different way. In Power BI, it is different way. In Excel, it is different. So here in Power BI, and is represented like this, and or is represented like this.
Okay, got it now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what the symbol is. The symbol is nothing but or condition. So if I open it again, so what it is saying, calculate the total amount. This is the total amount, right? Calculate the total amount. The condition it is giving that subclass level at this level. So I want to say I'm trying to say that use this one, subclass level owner equity. Take that. If it is, then it will take this amount. Or the second condition is subclass 2, which is this one, is long-term liability. So take this one. So basically it is saying this plus this, trying to avoid current liability. So the 3 million plus 260, that will be capital employed. What I'm saying, we can do other way. We can say total asset 3.87 minus current liability. This is also a formula you can use. So let me try to make another formula and new measure. Okay. So new measure, I'm trying to create capital employed 2, second one, and we can compare. So that I want to say capital 2 equals. So do we have total assets? I think, yeah, last class we calculated total assets measure, right? So total asset, one measure is also already there, minus. And do we have current liability? Yeah, we already calculated last time. Current liabilities. So this will become capital employed. Let me do it. Make it a whole number, comma, separated. Okay. So now we have capital employed. Let's try to validate it, right? How do we validate? Same thing. do this copy. Just copy this visual and bring it here. So we will go to the header and change. And then in the visual, you in the field, instead of current ratio, I copied this current ratio. Now bring the capital employed value. Let's do a calculation here. Or you can calculate and let me know if the figure is correct. So basically, from the first one, we said owner's equity, which is 3030856 plus long-term liability 26. So capital employed is owner's equity plus 260. That is this one. I will use the second one, which is copy visual, paste here. And in this one, let me take out this one. The other one I calculated, you remember capital employed 2, which was used by creating this formula. Total assets minus current liability. So total asset is here 3875, right? Let me calculate. So 3875802, right? 3875802 minus liability minus 584946. Correct, which is again the same thing. So either way, it's a matter of applying the formula, what formula you want. First of all, I should know what is capital employed. Okay, once I got to know that, okay, capital employed means this. Either you say owner's equity plus long-term liability, use that formula, or you say asset minus current liability, use that, whatever. It is both are giving the same results. Make sense, guys? Any question here? Any confusion here? Anything you want to ask? I think so. Jill, it's fine with you.
Yes, bye. So far, so good.
Yes. So let's say we calculated capital employed with this formula. Now, next one is I already shared these three formula with you guys. So next is the ROCE, right? Return on capital employed. So very simple. PBIT divided by capital employed. Easy formula. So once you create ROCE by PBIT dividing by capital employed. So now here, good to display it here. Let me copy this one. Copy visual, paste it here. And first of all, I go to title, general, title, change it here, avoid the confusion. So I will say ROCE, return on capital. Go to visual, change the field here, asset turnover. I will say ROCE in the field. So not very good figures. Asset turnover is also, declining 92%, then 61, then 63. Return on capital employed 23, 18, and 40. So this gives a very good indicator something is not very good going. So then your report should be having option to go deeper. What is the wrong? You know, that is where we call it as a storytelling. The data visualization is about taking it to next level. So first dashboard is giving a very summary picture. Obviously, return on capital employed is declining, right? So then there should be option to go next level. That is where I will show you how to go to the next level. So you guys please complete this one and let me know. Just give me thumbs up once you're done. ROCE, then we can move on. Okay, guys, see, I can share the PBIX, okay, but I think it will not help you. I want you guys to make your PBIX and publish it on your social media. That is where employers catch you. So you generate yourself. Don't the shortcut will not help you. I can share. I will share. Don't worry. But the thing is, it's not really going to help you. Believe me. So now, well, so this is how the different ratios you are showing in one place. Very, very good way of representing the health of the balance sheet. Next level is that, let me bring it up. Return on equity, right? Simple. Net profit divided by total equity. As simple as that. So can you do that? ROE, return on equity. Anyone of you complete, then just raise your hand. Let us know you have completed.
So in this case, we have to take the net income like income before income tax, always.
Or
before
yeah,
income
obviously.
tax means.
Yeah, net profit is obviously, I mean, net income. So basically it is going to be precise here, it is a P&L. So you go here and take it from here. Yeah. No, so you have to take the net profit, not before interest and tax. It is a net profit, right?
So after tax, net income we have to take for. Okay.
Yeah. So basically so if I go to, I think we calculated net profit like this. So just profit and loss, report type is profit and loss and total amount. That is what the net profit is. This one, right? 3.875. So this one divided by equity. The total equity is this one, owner's equity.
Yes.
So what you do is you calculate the total amount, but filter it. Subclass level is this one. So that is the owner's equity. The total equity is the owner's equity plus retained earning, share. So everything, share capital plus retained earning. That one you are giving by giving the filter at subclass level, not at the class level. Subclass level is equal to owner's equity. So these things you are able to always, you go back to your chart of account, go back here, go back to your chart of account, and from here you can find out that what filter you want to apply. Subclass level, subclass 2, account level, sub-account level, whatever you want. You can do that. So let me copy here, visual, paste, and rename it. It will be general title ROE. And value will be, instead of ROCE, the value I have to calculate is the ROE. So ROE is nothing but, I think I've already calculated. ROE. Yeah. So if you see here, this is the ROE, total net profit divided by total equity. So I bring it here. This is what? Return on equity. 20%, 16%. Okay, it is declining very bad. So the business is not doing that good. So you guys do this truth, ROCE and ROE, see that you are also getting this figure. If not, then let me know. You can share your screen. We can resolve it. But let's be on the same page here. I'll give you a few minutes. Do it here at your end. Meanwhile, I will do some stuff from my side. So canvas background. Nothing happens. Image. Oh, transparency I have to decrease to 0. So that the canvas background changes. Oh wow. So this kind of experiment, you have to do it at your end. I really don't know because I'm just doing, right now I'm doing first time. This is just exploring, the more you try clicking the things, the better it gives you option. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. So here you go. So this is description is dim. Let me go to this one. So this is values, right? Values. Detail label. Oh, it is the values. Color. Make it white. Interesting. Okay, who is the first one to tell me that you are done? You are with me like this.
Done with ROCE, working on ROE.
Oh, very good. Perfect. Let me share ROE formula with you guys. Actually, it is not a good practice to share the formula. What I believe is that once you do it yourself, you become confident. Here you go. I've shared in the WhatsApp group. Yes, Aman, how are you? You're doing good? Oh, your mic is not working, probably, right, Aman? This purple is not good. Purple color. Let me try. So go back to this. So it should be under a row header. Plus or minus icon. So make it somewhere blue color. Or more color. Let me do something bold. Okay. So there you go. It should match with this blue color. Let me try this. Blue color is this one, right? No, more blue. This one. No, this one. Okay. So these are the things, just a fancy thing, which I really cannot tell you what is the shortcut, but it's all exploring with by your hand. Even I mean, nobody can remember, you know, it's just a logically you apply your mind. Oh, I want to taste this when you go here, you know, in the visualization, I want to make it light blue, dark blue, go to somewhere you will find it. But logically, you have to go to that place. So if I'm talking about making this icon for the row header, so obviously I will try to see here in the row header and plus minus icon, and then that's how you control this. Okay, those who have done till ROE, please do the thumbs up. We have to move on. Oh, that was Ayman? I don't know. Somebody did the thumbs up.
No, Sham.
Oh, hash. Oh, sorry, Ayman. Yes, yes, this is exactly. And you know, yeah, if you miss the class, it is a series. Definitely, it will be very hard for you to understand. But the thing is, if you attend my next batch, you will not find these things because each batch is different. It doesn't repeat. In the next batch, I will discuss something else in the session 5. So yeah, this is how we learn, we keep on exploring things and learn it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Aman, for you it is hard to understand, but yeah, you can go through the recording and try to, and if you have any problem or anything, just ping me separately. Directly, you can ping me on the WhatsApp and then get the clarification. Okay, any other thumbs up? ROE. Just let me know, guys, if you want me to proceed or wait for you. Keep your mic unmute and let me know. Somebody is waiting in the lobby, okay? Who is that? Saad. What Saad is doing here? Admit. Hi, Saad. Hi, Saad. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi.
Okay, guys. So anyone else completed till return on equity? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ratios. So I want you all to have these things on your screen also, then it will be interesting. So any commentary here? ROE. Any comment? What is your analysis? Shyam? Maybe Shyam, you can comment about the ROE figures, how it is.
Oh, that's what it's like, declining every year, and then profit. So probably because of net profit. And then for me, it will make more sense if we look by, say, region. So which region is doing good? So through that one, we'll be able to make out further analysis.
Oh, I love this comment, Okay, so let's do that. You wanted to have the region or country. So let's take this one. I will bring this slicer, very easy one. Oops, oh, sorry. I should have Control Z. Click here on the blank, then press this slicer as a new visual. And in the slicer, bring the country here. If you don't have a space, there is an option here that, see, this one has moved to the style. Slicer is, go to the format and slicer setting. See, style is this vertical list. Make it drop down. So that will give you this. You can put it here on the top or somewhere here. Right. Country. Now you can try to see that, let's say USA. So USA 21, 18, 14. Let's say UK. 20, 21 minus 4. So UK is doing something crazy. New Zealand. New Zealand is exceptional. 27, and this is interesting. What is this New Zealand doing so good here? 27, 27, and 29% return on equity. So that means the business is really doing good here. You see here, if I go to P&L, now here, this is the thing. I clicked New Zealand there, but here also I have to do. This is where I want to teach you today, the drill through option. Okay, so if I click New Zealand, so net profit 97, then 360. Oh, wonderful. That's where you're right. It depends on the net profit declining. So if I go to USA, 202, no, here net profit was okay, but the return on equity is not that okay for USA. So we can do here one thing. If I want to do comparison with the net profit, so what do you do? Copy the visual, then paste it here, and along with this one to go to the, let me change the header, general title, and you say net profit and visual, sorry, on the top. So instead of ROE, you bring the net profit. Right. So you can compare side by side with the net profit. So that is how. So we got to know that UK was in trouble. You see here, net profit dropped to minus 42,000. Loss. And if we go to Germany, New Zealand was very good. Germany is also doing very good. France is profit is okay, but the problem is that return on equity is not that healthy. So this is where the figures are giving.
Yeah. So that is because of, if you look at say current ratio and then quick ratio and all, right? So if you see 2020 number, so they are in negative. So though they are making profits, so they are not good in their equity.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So good. Very good. Okay. In this one more thing, in the filter there is a button like this, rubber eraser. So you want to clear the filter, just click here, it will clear. Okay. All right, guys. So let's move on. So after ROE, I want to show you one more thing. The last one is this one. Interest coverage ratio. So very famous formula, interest coverage ratio. That is again PBIT, earning before interest and taxes, and then interest expenses divided it by interest. That is what the ratio is. So let's go to this. How to calculate interest. So that means PBIT, we already have the measure. We need to calculate the interest expense. So can anyone tell me how to calculate the interest expenses? So it is going to be here, right? Where it should be interest expenses? Can anyone guide me, please?
So it's in subclass 2.
So yeah.
We need to define interest expense class.
Yeah, let's go back to this one. That is easy. So if I go to chart of account table, click here. And so it will be P&L. Okay, so interest expenses, right? So here it is at any level I can see subclass 2, account, everything is. So that means at the most I can filter here interest expense at the subclass level. Or if you want, you can do subclass 2. That's right. So please calculate a measure for the interest expense, because that is the one you need to calculate for the new interest coverage ratio. So you already have the PBIT, calculate this measure and then divide it. Let me share the formula here. See, so we can do it fast. Okay, so let me open up. So in that case, what you need to do is that you need to just calculate this one, interest expenses, which is nothing but the calculating the total. Since it is a P&L item, you can use the for the period FTP, the original one, no need to use the balance sheet total, just the FTP will work. So total FTP, and then the filter is on the subclass level interest expense, which is this one. So once you calculate this measure, then easily you can calculate the interest covered, which is PBIT divided by interest. And you can, since it is a expense, you want to show it in the positive figure, you multiply it by -1. So that is the formula here. So if I calculate here, go here in the ratio again. So right click, copy the visual and change it to. So go to the heading, change the title, and then say interest cover ratio, and change it to interest cover ratio. Please complete this. Once we are done, do the thumbs up, then we can proceed.
I'm getting it as infinity, probably the formula period interest into -1.
Yeah, you need to check the filter, right? So first you need to calculate the interest expense by calculating the total amount and filtering the subclass at the interest expense.
Okay.
Anyone else? Hi, Tariq.
Yeah, morning, Javed sir.
Hi, morning. So is it going good? You are able to do?
Yeah. It's understandable.
Yeah. How about Hafiz?
Yes, okay, everything. Yeah, nice.
Thanks. Okay, so guys, I think, yeah, shall I move?
Okay, got it. So instead of this total FTP, I selected the total TT till date.
Oh, you selected the balance
That's
sheet total amount.
yeah.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Okay, now yeah. So you see,
Hmm.
the total TTD is the to date, total to date. That is the balance sheet total.
Yeah.
You should not do that because it is a P&L item, right? The interest expenses.
Yeah.
You have
Correct.
to calculate PBIT divided by. So you have to use the total amount. That is the for the period, whatever. I mean, there is no. It will be dynamic as per the filter.
Yeah, got it now.
Hmm.
Thank you.
That's good. Perfect. So, guys, I think I'll just move quickly. Three more for formula, which is very interesting. Accounts receivable days, accounts payable days, and inventory days. So you know that multiplied by 3. So very simply, you okay? Forget about the average now because this will be a little bit complicated. So we'll come later on. So just imagine AR days. So total account receivable divided by sales into 365. Right. Same thing. Payable is total accounts payable divided by COGS into 365. Inventory days, total inventory divided by COGS into 365. So these are the three measures. I want you to do that here with the formulas. I will share with you. Very easy, not a big deal. So first is the receivable days, right? So Control C. Payable days. And the inventory. So these are the three more, very good measures you can calculate, or you can make it here. So I will make it interest cover ratio here and try to bring those three here. Okay. The first thing is that let's try the receivable. Okay. So receivable days is this one. So receivable days is total receivable divided by sales into 365. So we already did this thing, sales figure, right? Sales is nothing but the calculate total amount. That is again PNL, so total FTP for the period, and subclass equals to sales. That we already did last time, right? So we only have to calculate here total receivables. So total receivable is calculate the total amount with a sub account trade receivable. If you see here, total receivable. Okay, so this is where always you need to have a look on the chart of account and you find it out from here, which one you want to select. So since you want to do there are a lot of receivable, trade receivable, other receivables. So in this case, receivable days, you are mostly interested in sales receivable, like revenues. So trade receivable, you want to filter. So that is at this level, you have to do sub account equals to trade receivable. Right? If you look at, if you go P&L and want to see the figures here. So where is that? Oh, mine is operating account, operating tax. Oh, it's not sorted, right? Yeah, now it is sorted out. So where it will be? Right. Is this correct? Exchange. Right now. So total sub account is new. So this is the balance sheet level. Oh, sorry. So, oh, I need to bring one more down. Then only we will see. So if you want to see here, account subclass 2. Cash receivable. Then after, oh, it has to go up to, you know, I need to bring after account sub account. So in the receivable, you have the trade receivable. So this is the so class, subclass, account, sub account. You have to restrict at this level. So that is how, when you're calculating total receivable, unhide it. So receivable, total receivable. Unhide this, and then unhide this. Just give me a moment. My battery is getting down. Okay, so okay, so here you go. Receivable is calculate total amount, filter by sub account level. So basically, we should be sure about what level. If I go to chart of account, so I want to filter it here. So it is at sub account level trade receivable. So that is how, when I'm calculating this total receivable, I'm putting the filter. So this is where receivable. Sub account equals to trade receivable. And then once you are done, calculate the receivable days. So that total receivable divided by sales for the period into 365. That will be your another ratio, another measure, which will be this one. So let me copy this visual. And in this one, say that general title receivable is, and you come here, delete this and put it here. Receivables, and where is the receivable days? Okay. Receivable days. So, so the receivable days showing 56, 50, and then again 58. This is also 2020 is not that good, you know, overall. So same thing with the receivable days. You calculate the payables days, right? So please do that.
Jared, could you explain the sales FTP once? I'm not getting that. Why we did that sales for the period?
Which one?
Sales FTP.
Yeah, sales we calculated by calculating total amount at subclass level sales. The one at the P&L. This one. So this is a class, subclass level sales. That is what the sales. 3.69.
Okay, you just renamed it as for the period.
For the period, yeah, just to, you know, P&L calculation and balance sheet calculation. So wherever you see FTP, it is for the period. TDD is a balance sheet item. TDD.
Okay, got it.
Total to date. The same thing, you guys can try this payables. Let us complete quickly. So it will be payables. The payables will be same thing, calculate total TTD, total to date, with the account level trade payables. So if you see here, chart of account, and it is again trade payables, this account, right? So trade payable is only one. So anyways, so we can account level, or better to do sub account level. Sub account equals to trade payable. So total amount, total to date, since it is a balance sheet. So balance sheet item, we are using TTD, total to date. So what you do is you calculate total payable by calculating the TTD with the account level equals to trade payable. Once you are done, then you calculate payable days, simple. The total payable divided by cost of sales. So cost of sales we already calculated, right? If not, then simple. Cost of sales equals to calculate FTP, since it is a P&L account. So subclass label equals to cost of sales. So if you see here, chart of account, for the cost of sales, K, it has to be this one, cost of sales. So it can be restricted as subclass level. And since it is a profit and loss, so the formula you will use is the total cost of sales equals to this one. So create a measure, total cost of sales, calculate FTP for the period amount, whereas the subclass equals to cost of sales. And then you create the payables by creating calculate TTD balance sheet item where account level equals to trade payables. Once it is done, then create payable days. Simple, payable divided by cost of sales into 365 and multiply by -1 is just to make it in a positive. Otherwise it will show minus in the visualization. So if I enable this payable days and payables, okay, and here I go. And if I come to my balance sheet account, so I just copy this visual and paste it here. Change it. Total payables, general title, payable days. And remove this one to the payable days. Payable days is more worse. 42 days, then 50 days. Now it is 54 days. And obviously, you can always have a look. If I go to New Zealand, very good. See, New Zealand data is 58, then decreased to 56, then 53. Wonderful. Germany, 40, 50. Oh, Germany payable is having a problem, right? Canada, 40, 55, 65. US is not that bad, but Canada and Australia, yeah, Canada is worst. 65 days, payable days, average. So Germany, 56. Right. So this is receivable days, payable days measure showing together here. And then the third one is this one. Same thing. You have already cost of goods, average inventory, total inventory divided by cost of goods sales into 365. So this is also important metric that measure how long a product is in storage before being sold. So a good measure to be put on the balance sheet dashboard. So if you calculate total inventory, that is the formula. You can always look at chart of account where you can say that total inventory at what level. So inventory will be balance sheet, assets, inventory. Here you go. So at account level, you get the inventory. Okay. So if you want to calculate total inventory, use this formula. Calculate balance sheet TTD total amount. Account equals to inventory. So once you calculate this measure, accounts inventory level, then you are good to go with the inventory days, total inventory divided by cost of sales. Cost of sales is again we calculated in the P&L dashboard. This is the formula, cost of sales. So cost of sales is equal to total FTP, where the subclass is equal to cost of sales. So this is what the cost of sales is. So calculate cost of sales, calculate inventory. So cost of sales is at the account subclass level, cost of sales, and inventory is at account level, inventory, and then you calculate inventory days. So inventory, total inventory divided by cost of sales is nothing but the inventory. So that is what the average number of days inventory is sitting. So if you want to display a copy visual, paste it here, change it to inventory. And bring the inventory now. Inventory days. So, okay, let me search it. Inventory. Okay, it is not. I have made it to unhide. Inventory days. So here you go. Inventory days need to come here. Perfect. Inventory days 32, 110, 194. Wow. Hey, so guys, I think, yeah, this is what, general gearing ratio, interest cover ratio, I can put it to something. Just adjust, we need to adjust these things. So these are the ratios we calculated using the DAX formulas. And you can imagine, like, I mean, now you got it, that anything you have to calculate, I mean, the Power BI works on the DAX formula. It is the, you can say that DAX formula is oil of Power BI. It runs on DAX formula. You are able to make a lot of things using the DAX formula, right? So now from this onwards, what we have to do is we will move on. Let's conclude with that. I mean, tomorrow we will do the trial balance. But before that, I want to show you something here. Like, for example, now trade payables, or let's say inventory. So if I right click, okay, so it is giving me drill through, and then I created it here called ledger. If I want to know the inventory, or let's say trade receivable, drill through ledger. So it will bring all the trade receivable ledger here, detail. Okay, look here. So all date wise, how it was possible. Let me show you. So I'll go a new page. Okay, you can do along with me. What you need to do here is that first thing is that you create a simple ledger. So for that, choose the normal visual as a tabular format. Till now we were doing matrix. So matrix is something like this one, where you do the row and column, right? Row wise and then column wise. But this is a simple tabular form like Excel. This one. So you click this. Let's make it bigger. Now in this matrix, let's say you want to, bring everything for the detail checking. So for the detail, you say that you have class, right? Then you have subclass. Then you have subclass 2, all levels you can bring whatever you want. Then you have account level. Right? And total FTP, total for the period. Okay. Even you can bring this, what do you call, entry number in the GL. I saw that there was something called entry number. So it will give more detail about the transaction. Where is that entry number? Entry number here. You see 7.1, 7.2. Since it is a dual entry system, so you will have this 8.10, 8.20. But not necessarily plus minus everywhere it will be debit credit. It is not like that, but it is a dual entry system. So it can be both positive and both negative. It doesn't matter. So you can bring all the level of field which you want to see here. Even let's talk about this date. Why not the date? Entry number, then date. Now the date is like all the full hierarchy. So instead of this full hierarchy, you can select this arrow key here. And instead of date hierarchy, you just say date. Like this. Let's adjust it. Okay. Class, subclass, class 2, accounts. There you go. Now, after adding all these things, it is showing the full ledger. You see here, entire thing here, 9,000 rows or whatever, and then total. So we don't want this total here. Let's go to this where I can find here totals. Switch it off. Yep. Okay. So this is your ledger, right? Now what you do is let's try to add here. For example, if I want to see for country, so I'll put the slicer, same thing. Or doing it again, let me show you a shortcut. Go to the previous one. And since we already have this, right click, copy this visual. And paste it here. When you're pasting, it is asking, do you want to do the sync? Means the one which I copied from the source, which was this one, balance sheet report. It is saying that do you want to sync that when you select the filter there, the same thing appears here. Okay, so it's up to you what type of report you are making, whether you want to sync it or you don't want to sync it. I mean, you can try it out. Let's say sync. Okay, so when you do the sync, now see here, if I go to the balance sheet, it's all. I select New Zealand, my favorite. So you see here also New Zealand automatically. It is synced. So if I go select here France, go back. See, so both the place, this filter is synced. So this is one thing you should keep in mind, that when you are designing many reports and you want filter to be synced, so you can do like this. So you can select filter at one place, right? So now the same thing, let's try to make another slicer. And let's put it here, what? Everything. Let's say class, subclass. Now when I bring subclass, you see what happened? Automatically it made this arrow key. Want to watch it again? So this was the class. When I bring subclass, sorry, when I bring subclass, it becomes like this. Then I bring subclass 2. Then I bring account. So this is where I can select, like for example, this ledger. So I want to say, let me current assets, right? So I want to see only receivables. This is only receivables transactions are showing me. I want to see only inventory. So it will restrict to only. So this is how. So this is the ledger which is controlled by the filter icon. But the thing is, you can make this ledger a drill through, which is called drill through. So there is an option called drill through cross reports. So you have to make it on. Okay. Now, when you make it on, that means from the other report, this will be available. Okay. So this is available means what? To which field? What fields are available for the drill through filter? So you can decide, okay, let me say class, then subclass, then account, subclass 2, all level, then account, then sub account. Okay. And why not date? Date. Okay, all date. So these are the even country. Let's say country. So now this ledger, I have made this drill through on and all these filters, all these fields as a filter. So now this one, let's say this is remove. This one also remove. So now this ledger is like this, okay? You notice that it is saying go back, okay? So automatically when I enable this drill through, go back button is there. I'll explain you later on. You can also make go back. So let's go back to the balance sheet. Okay. And let me delete this. Let me delete this. So page 2 is the ledger, right? So right click, rename ledger detail. Okay. So this ledger detail, if I go back to duplicate of balance sheet. Now at whatever level, you know, let's say I go to the trade receivable. If I right click, the option comes detail, drill through, and it is giving me this option, ledger detail. If I click, it will go and it see filter is already applied. There's only receivables. This is all detail of receivable. If I go back, let me go to another one. Let's say property and plant, non-current assets, office furniture. So right click, drill through, ledger detail. See, property and plant. So all property and plant, only this many lines are there. Okay. It is showing me the detail. Let me show you one more. I go back. Instead of here, I click from here 84,000. Right click, drill through, ledger detail. So that means only 2018. See, 84,000. Okay. So this is how you can have this a very good option of the going to the drilling. There are many things which will come up, but this is starting. That how you make it dynamic, because everywhere you need to make it drill through. So it goes all like whatever level you want to make the drill through, you can put here on the detail. So it depends on what fields you put here. It is available on that drill through. Did you notice here? Country is France, because when it came from here, there was already a filter on country France, and I selected from here. That is the 2018. From here, I selected this, right click from here. So it is giving this filter. It is going up to this level, sub account level, 2018 and country France. So if I clear the selection here, just let me clear all countries, and I select here instead of 2018, I select 1920, drill through, ledger detail. So now it is giving me all country, year is 2022, all the property and equipment. Okay, so this is what the drill through option is, and it will be it is required for the Power BI. Many reports require like this. I mean, you cannot only work with the dashboard. You need to go to the detail level, right? So now that detail level depends on what type of the data and database connectivity you have, what kind of detail information do you have. That is different story. But whatever you have, you can link it with the dashboard to go to that detail level. Okay, so guys, I think, yeah, for today, this is enough. So I will close it here. Any question, anything you want to ask here now, just ask me. Otherwise, we will meet tomorrow, and tomorrow we will complete the trial balance to move further with the more complexity, other tricks in the Power BI. Any question, guys? Anything you want to ask?
Nothing, Javed. Thank you for the learning session.
Yeah, thanks. You guys are doing amazing. Keep on, but do the practice on your own.
I think that's what required more.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Have a nice
Good
day,
night.
all of you. Have a nice day. Have a
Javed
weekend.
sir,
Thanks,
can you
Javed. Cheers.
send
Yeah.
the
Bye.
recording of today's session also?
Yeah, sure. It is every day.
It will help us in doing practice.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.